We gon' take it up from last year. Shoot on my shot, boy, I'm long range. Me and the team on the same thing. Stayed down, never switched up. Only thing changed was the game. I'm in the zone now. Nothing can change what we on now. When I pull up, know it's going down. Foot on the gas, ain't no slowing down. Aiming for greatness, no settling. Kick down the doors, they won't let me in. Taking no L's, yeah, I gotta win. Watch me kick down the doors, they won't let me in. Who running the game now? Foot on the gas, can slow down. No, my team, we holding it down. We know we running it now. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change, yeah. Tell them that's like, yeah, it's a vie. I'm taking a shot for my enemies. I can't waste no more time on my energy. I know they know I got it on lock. Go against me, that's a long shot. Cause I'm counting wins all around the clock. Never doubt me, boy, I don't stop. Who do you feel when they make you the monster? I am not scared of none of you imposters. Taking the lead now while they watching. Think you should leave now while the option. Taking no L's, yeah, I gotta win. Watch me kick down the doors, they won't let me in. I'm running the game now. Foot on the gas, can slow down, no.
Let's fucking go, man. Let's fucking go. This team continues to find new and exciting ways to win games. Holy shit. Donovan Spider Mitchell to the rescue. This was playoff basketball. Throw whatever cliche you want to use. Let's fucking go. Donovan Mitchell was electric, man. This whole fucking game, like it pissed me off at points, but holy shit, the Cavaliers pulled through. Donovan Mitchell pulled through when we needed him to most. I don't even know what to say, man. I truly don't even know what to say about this performance tonight. The Cavaliers end up beating the Milwaukee Bucks on the road 114-113 to win their 7th straight game and their 7-0 to begin the goddamn season. Let's go. It doesn't get any better than that, man. I am in awe. I am in awe right now of what we just witnessed. And it wasn't even just Donovan Mitchell. We're going to talk about a lot of different performances tonight, but Donovan Mitchell led the charge for this team. Like, I mean, and with the way that the game started off, I don't think anybody saw this coming. Right? Nobody saw this coming. There was some careless basketball being played early on as the Cavs turned it over early and often. And Jarrett Allen in particular turned it over twice in the first quarter. And that led me to believe, hey, is this too tired? Because he just looked a little bit lackadaisical out there. Luckily, he would turn it around in the second half. And the Bucks, for their credit, they shot very well in that first quarter. They knocked down 8 of 15, or rather 53.3% in the first quarter alone. And Damian Lillard, man, we're going to talk about him in a minute, but he was on fire to start the game and really throughout the entire contest. He was basically the reason why the Bucks were able to continue to pull ahead as the game wore on. He scored 18 in the first half alone. It's not like Cleveland shot badly either. They went 6 of 12 in the first quarter, right? Sam Merrill was the reason for that. He drilled 3 after 3, knocking down 3 in the first quarter. That's another guy we're going to talk about. But all that said, the Cavs weathered the storm and fought back from a 16-point Milwaukee lead. You heard that correctly. They fought back from down 16 to eventually win this game. They took the lead themselves on a pair of Donovan Mitchell free throws with little under 3 left in the first half. And they would close out on a massive run to end there. That said, Milwaukee would still lead 62-61 by the end of the first half. And then the third quarter got off to a quick start as both teams traded blows, as it was a back and forth affair. Former Cavalier Taurean Prince was lighting Cleveland up. But for every punch or run that the Bucks seemed to go on, the Cavaliers were right there to counter, right? They threw jab after jab looking for that eventual knockout punch, which we saw from Donovan. It was very Rocky style, right? The game went down to the wire. It was just an awesome game. And even with the ridiculous fouls that were being called at times for the likes of Damian Lillard and Giannis, you still got to give them credit. Right, you got to give Dame credit because I think he hit 9 or 10 triples tonight on the league's 3rd rated defense. And you got to give credit where it's due. George Niang really stepped up early in the fourth quarter and held Bobby Portis in check, and he was in Bobby's head big time tonight. It's little things like that from possession to possession that can be the difference between winning and losing a close game. And for all of you out there that are box score watchers, the stat sheet is not going to tell you. The stat sheet is not going to tell you what some of the most impactful performances of the night were. Right, Isaac Okoro did not have a huge scoring night, but he came up massive on the rebounds. You heard it from Donovan Mitchell at the end of the game himself. Like, they do not get that without Isaac Okoro getting and generating that additional possession. This dude was flying around out there, and George Niang, he played his part too. Right, he went out there, he shut down Portis when it mattered at times. He had two back-to-back very good plays. One was an absolutely beautiful cut to the basket. He dished a very nice feed off of to a cutting Jarrett Allen, who also scored on that possession. It's just beautiful, man. It was beautiful. They would end up ending the third quarter up 87-84. And the fourth quarter charge was led basically by Niang and Sam Merrill. And these dudes, man, these fucking guys. Like I said, Niang got the party started with the slick feed to cutting Jarrett Allen. And, Sam Merrill turns right around and finds Niang for that cut to the basket to himself. And then tops it off by drilling a tray and getting to the rim for 2 additional points for good measure, which was a quick 7-0 run to open the fourth. But let's not get it twisted. The Bucks, they were not going anywhere. They were not going to sit idly by as Cleveland worked to close them out. Nah, this one absolutely felt like a playoff game and could very well be a bit of a preview of things to come if these teams are to meet come the Eastern Conference playoffs. Gary Trent Jr. was straight ass for most of this game, but did manage to hit a big time triple down midway through the fourth. And I will never forgive that man for what he did to Darius Garland. I will never forgive him for what he did to Darius Garland, but I got to give him credit because he did end up drilling a triple down the stretch that really pulled the Bucks to within range. And then, it was a back and forth affair. After Gary hit that triple, Damian Lillard would follow that up a few possessions later with another triple, his ninth and one of the most important of the game. Then Isaac Okoro followed that up with a 3. Dame fired off another triple, which was straight cash. Jarrett Allen tied the game. Isaac Okoro boxed out and drew a foul on Damian Lillard, his best and one of the most impactful rebounds of the game. Then Donovan drew some free throws. Jarrett got a basket. Dame came right back around with another rip-through foul, his 4th of the game. That shit's annoying, by the way. The Cavs held on after a jump ball and subsequent foul call on Allen. Isaac Okoro pulled down another big rebound and called a timeout while the Cavs are up 2. Jarrett Allen drew some more free throws. He missed one. That kept the Bucks back in the game. Giannis hits a shot. Donovan missed. Giannis missed. Cavs missed again. Giannis and company held for the last, what we thought to be one of the last possessions of the game. My fucking God, man. This game. And then Damian hits the go-ahead shot. And I'm like, oh, is the streak going to come to an end? Is the streak going to come to an end? And then Donovan Spider Mitchell drilled a long 2 to put the Cavaliers up to close the game. What the fuck did we just watch? What a game, man. What a fucking game. And that's literally all I can say. And at the end of the day, the Cavaliers are 7-0. I don't think I said it last night. I did not believe at the beginning of this season that the Cavaliers would be 7-0 to start the season. I just did not see it, man. I did not see it. But Kenny motherfucking Atkinson is looking like the new addition of Steve Kerr out there, man. It looks like the transition from Mark Jackson to Steve Kerr. I'm sorry. I know it's early, but I got to continue to throw that out there because what we're seeing from this team is just heart, right? We're seeing a ton of heart from the Cavaliers. They could have folded. This game had all the makings of a scheduled loss. They looked drained to begin the game. but they chipped away. They fought back from down 16. They took the lead and they withstood all these different punches from the Bucks star duo of Damian Lillard and Giannis and other supporting role players like Thor and Prince, and they held on to win. That is a massive confidence booster for this team. That is a massive confidence booster for this Cavaliers team because it shows that even when the chips are down, even when the game looks possibly out of reach, you can come back and you can beat one of the better teams in the East. And I get it. Say what you will about Milwaukee's record. Say what you will about Doc Rivers. But that is still a very talented team over there in their own right. Damian Lillard, Giannis Antetokounmpo. They don't have Chris Middleton available right now. You know, they could be even better if they did. Brook Lopez can still do some things out there. Gary Trent Jr. will not be as terrible as he was tonight. They got some stuff. They got some weapons over there. And I do believe that they will end up being better as the season goes on. But this Cavaliers team is just on a different level. They are just on a different level. That was beautiful basketball. That shot by Donovan Mitchell, no lie. That shot made me want to shed a tear because I'm getting ready to have a heart attack over here. I'm sipping on some beer. I'm ready to, close down the night, and I'm watching this shit and I cannot believe what we're seeing, right? You got production from up and down the lineup. And Michael Skripska says it perfectly down here. 34 and 16 from Giannis and 41 and 9 from Dame. And it still wasn't enough for them to win. That's gotta hurt. That absolutely has to hurt. Tom K, another eloquent statement down here. Value of having bench players who have been playing consistent minutes without the hook. They are ready and confident when you need them. And that is a perfect slight to JB Bickerstaff, right? A man who was consistently ready to yank a guy if he was not playing productively in a singular game. Kenny Atkinson could have pulled George Niang after he missed a couple of triples. Could have left him out of the game entirely. That comes to mind right there, right? He could have pulled Jarrett for a substantial period of this game after turning the ball over twice. And, make no mistake, he was yanked. They did sub him out. But he comes in. He plays his part. He comes up with some big-time rebounds down the stretch, some big-time shots down the stretch in that second half. And you get a different feel from this team. You just get a different feel. These guys are so fucking bought into what Kenny Atkinson has sold them. I don't know what's in the water in Cleveland right now, but I need some of that shit, right? I'll have what they're having. I don't know about you guys, but my God, this start to this season has and I feel like a broken record saying this shit, but it's the truth. Like everybody at the first 4 games of this season, people are saying, oh, you played the Raptors, you played the Wizards, you played the Pistons. You guys haven't won anything. You guys haven't done shit. And then the Cavaliers go on to beat the Knicks. They beat the Lakers. They beat the Magic. Now they beat Milwaukee tonight. These are teams that should be in the playoffs. Now, I get what happened with Paolo and Orlando and whatnot, but Milwaukee, New York, and, LA, those are 3 playoff caliber teams in their own right. This Cavalier team, what they have done to start this season is nothing short of special. They came into tonight with the league's second best offensive rating at 122.4. They came in with the third defensive rating at 106.1. They are third in net rating as a result of that at 16.3. They were first in effective field goal percentage at 16.3. First in true shooting percentage at 64.2%. And they have the league's 8th quickest pace at 101.67. These are all numbers that were prior to tonight's game, but I'll be very interested to see what they look like after, right? And this is in a game where not everything was falling for everybody. Dean Wade, he would just 3 of 8 on the night and 2 of 7 from 3-point distance. That's good for 28.6% from 3-point distance. But when he was called upon, he knocked down some big shots. He played some good defense on Giannis at times. And there's only so much you're going to be able to do on a player like Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? You're not going to be able to stop him. Your best hope is that you can contain him enough, or just let him go off and shut everybody else down. And conversely, it's not like Donovan had the most efficient night himself. He was 11 of 25 on the night, 44%. That's not necessarily anything to write home about, but he came up big when it mattered most. 4 of 8 from 3-point distance, and then the game-winning shot, essentially, that left just 0.3 left on the clock, if I'm not mistaken. It wasn't a perfect night, right? Cavaliers, at the end of the day, though, as a team, they shot a combined 48.4%, including 39.5% from 3-point distance. Took 38 triples tonight. You'll love to see that. You never want to see this team just straight up chuck it out there. But as long as they're coming in the flow of the offense and you're getting good looks, and the Cavaliers, make no mistake, they got them. I can live with that. I can absolutely live with that. And this has just been such a phenomenal start to the season. Let's hop into the chat a little bit more here. Chris Nekvinda says Coach Kenny still kept Mitchell to 35 minutes. So with Vert out, JB would have played Mitchell 45 minutes. Instead, Kenny uses the roster depth. Guys step up, and Spida had his legs for that last shot. And you kept hearing this. If you watch the Cavaliers broadcast, you kept hearing this from AC, Austin Carr, keeping guys' legs fresh, right? Not overexerting them is going to be pivotal down the stretch when your opponent's legs are tired. And the Cavaliers, not having a singular guy averaging over a large amount of minutes, right? Coming into tonight, their minutes leader was Evan Mobley at 29.2 minutes per game. Nobody is averaging over 30 minutes per game. First time, I believe, in NBA history that a team has gone on a stretch where they win their first 6 games, obviously prior to tonight. They win their first 6 games, and they have 0 players averaging over 30 minutes per game. They're getting everybody into the game. It's essentially a 10-man rotation with Evan, Jarrett, Donovan, Darius, Dean, Caris, Sam, George, Isaac, and Jerome. And then you're even getting the guys on the bench minutes, right? Everybody has played. We just saw Luke Travers make his debut last night. I wish we could have got some Travers minutes tonight. But at the end of the day, having the ability to sit your stars, to sit your starters when the, earlier on in the game, right? Or in the third, second quarter, early stretches in the first, because we've seen how quickly Kenny makes his first subs, with like 7 minutes left in the first quarter, he's making us up, or subs rather. And it's typically been Caris and Sam. With Caris out, right? You're seeing Isaac Okoro, you're seeing Sam Merrill, and it worked. And not overexerting your guys tonight, that meant that you could rely upon your starters to give good, solid minutes down the stretch. Conversely, Giannis played basically 39 minutes. You got 39 from Dame. Cleveland's leader in minutes tonight was Donovan with a little over 34 minutes and 33 seconds against the Milwaukee Bucks. This has just been phenomenal. It's crazy. I do not even know how to describe how Kenny Atkinson is doing this, right? Because he's just getting production from up and down the roster. He is just literally getting production from up and down the roster. And this has allowed him to not necessarily have to lean on the starters so much like we saw during the JB Bickerstaff era. And one of the things that Kenny routinely said heading into the season was that we are going to rely on our depth. Right? We're going to, I think the wording that he said was that we're going to celebrate our depth. Such an eloquent statement, and it has yielded results. He has been true to that, because I maintain the fact and the idea that anybody can say, oh, I'm going to play 10 or 11 deep. But then once the games start to matter, once the games start to count, we're saying 8 to 9 man rotations. That has not been the case with Kenny. Kenny has not shied away from playing 10, 11 players. Beautiful, man. Whew. Isaac Okoro. Isaac Okoro. That's my guy. People shit on me all the time because my belief in him has not wavered. And games like tonight show you how important Isaac Okoro is, right? Real Talk Tone says, where are the Okoro haters at? I'm sure they'll pop in here at some point. If they don't, great. But at the end of the day, I am so happy and so encouraged by what I saw from Isaac tonight, because make no mistake, it has not necessarily been the greatest start to the season for Isaac. He came into the game averaging just 3.7 points and shooting 35% from the field, though including in that is 37.5% from three-point distance. Tonight will help. Tonight will obviously help because he did drill some triples, some big-time triples, might I add. But it's not exactly like Isaac Okoro as the 8th or 9th player in the rotation, sometimes the 10th, depending upon what is being called for. It's not exactly like he was lighting things up and providing a high amount of impact from a statistical standpoint. But tonight, this dude was hooping. 13 points, 8 huge rebounds, especially in the second half, stole the ball at least once. He did commit 5 fouls, but I'm not even going to pay too much attention to that because Damian Lillard with his bullshit rip throughs off of screens, he was constantly drawing them. And what are you going to do? The refs are going to call that shit every single time. It's very, very hard to play when a guy is doing that. He's just looking to draw contact. He is looking to draw the refs' attention. And Damian Lillard, like Trae Young and so many others before him, very good at doing that and selling on the refs. In his 28 minutes, Isaac Okoro was a plus 12, highest on the team for tonight, and rightfully so. You got to take plus and minus with a grain of salt, but tonight this is a case in which the plus and minus adds up. I love it, man. I absolutely love it. As a fan of Okoro, I don't care how you feel about Isaac Okoro in regards to his draft positioning, because frankly, you got to let it go. You got to let it go. It was a crazy ass draft, that 2020 draft. There was basically no scouting. Cavaliers were basically taking a shot in the dark at a position that they still technically needed at that point in time, which is perimeter defense, a 3. And why Isaac is necessarily, while he is necessarily undersized, even when they drafted him at 6'5", 6'6" on wherever you look, he still adds value. Games like tonight show you why, and that's why they gave him that contract. That is why they wanted him to return. It's not always going to look like that, but when you have a head coach like Kenny Atkinson that knows how to get the most out of his reserves, his players in general, he knows how to put guys in good positions, and he knows how to instill a belief and confidence in his players. It's going to work out, and that is what's happened up and down this roster, and you gotta love that. XB says, good morning from Spain, 4 a.m. and still hyped. Okoro MVP. Game MVP, right? I mean, if the dog chain was still a huge thing, that would probably be going to Isaac Okoro right now. But I just love it, man. I love the fact that this team has been able to, everybody has played a huge role at some point in time. Everybody has had their moment. We even saw Craig Porter Jr., right? As Richard Hacker says down here, you got me. Like I was right there. I think you might have beat me to it by 1 second. Even Craig Porter Jr. played, wasn't big minutes, but it was awesome, man. Just 5 minutes and 26 seconds from Craig tonight. But it just goes to show Kenny, in a night where Caris LeVert is out, was not shy about giving some of the guys who have not really been given a chance so far into this season a shot to contribute in some form or fashion. Sam Merrill, as I said before, was huge in this one. In his 22 minutes, he went 6 of 10 from the field, including 5 of 9 from three-point distance. I believe he hit 3 triples in that first quarter and then hit some massive shots down the stretch in the third and fourth. And I could not be more impressed than I am right now with his defense. I think that has not been talked about enough to begin this season, is the effort and intensity that he is playing with on the defensive side of the basketball. I'm at a point right now where I'm just feeling like it is going to be very, very hard to remove Sam Merrill from the rotation when Max comes back. I don't know who's out. I don't fucking know who's out right now. Prior to tonight's game, it was a battle between Niang and Okoro. Tonight's game shows you the beauty of having depth. And it's going to be a tough conversation for Kenny Atkinson to have once Max does come back. Maybe he does expand the rotation to a true 11, which would shorten the minutes load on everybody once more, which is technically a good thing, I suppose. But man, it is going to be such a beauty to watch this team as the season rolls on if they continue to give effort like this. Matthew O'Brien, what's up, man? Says Mac, who is closer to a total meltdown, the Bucks or the Sixers? I'd say the Bucks, right? Because you're not, if I'm not mistaken, Joel isn't ready, right? Joel is not out there, right? I don't think he's played yet. And so at the very least, the Bucks have their stars. They don't have everybody. They're not completely healthy. But if I had to pick, it would definitely be the Bucks. I think that Doc Rivers and company are not going to last the entirety of the season. Somebody going to get fired. Somebody going to lose their job. Leonardo T says Merrill is such a good player at drawing charges. Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, I think that when it all boils down to it, the Cavaliers, their ability to get whoa. Embiid punch somebody. Pranav Sevaram says, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, by the way. It says Embiid literally punched someone tonight, apparently. Embiid apparently assaulted someone in the locker room tonight. What? Embiid wants to get paid somewhere else? What? No, I did not hear that, Mamadou. I was locked into the Cavaliers. I had to mute my phone because my shit be blowing up. I tweet too much that, my shit just be blowing up. Cleveland Zone says Shams. It was what? Whoa. It was not Shams. Can somebody confirm that for me? Did Shams get hit? No, he did. It was not Shams. I'm gullible. A reporter. Holy hell. That is insane. That is insane. Now I'm gonna have to check out that storyline. I was so locked into the Cavs that no idea. And yeah, again, I mean, Giannis is yet to play this year, if I'm not mistaken, and unless he played tonight. If you guys want to clarify that for me. Umano 2 says, no, he only shoved the reporter, didn't push the guy. He'll probably get fined for that, is what I'm assuming, if not suspended outright. Probably both, right? That is typically what happens in a situation like this. You don't do that. You don't do that. That's just, it's asinine. Embiid. Yes. I'm in Embiid. But at the end of the day, this is a Cavaliers pod, so I'm gonna try to keep it there. Real Talk Tone says Ice made so many big plays. Can't believe y'all thought they paid that man just to bench him. Obviously, I never felt that way. I always felt that this man provides some type of impact, whether it be on the defensive end. Tonight, it showed up on the glass. Last year, Isaac actually managed to hold Damian Lillard to I want to say 9 of 36, something like that. 9 of 36 from the field in his matchups. But I was really, really hoping that that Dame was not going to be able to go off the way that he was. But sometimes you're going to have a big night, and sometimes you're not going to be able to stop a guy. You just hope to contain him. You hope that you limit him enough and that you just allow him to go off and take care of his teammates. I don't know. Man, just such a phenomenal game tonight from top to bottom from everybody. There were big time performances. I'm sorry, I can't ignore this. Bobby Schumacher says Shams just confirmed Joel and went after a reporter. Something about the column reporting about Embiid's late brother and son. I guess I get it. I can't say what I would do in a situation like that. I know that there's a level of professionalism that you have to hold yourself accountable to as a pro basketball player, really a pro athlete in general. But once you start talking about family members, I guess all bets are off. I don't know. Mamadou says, be honest, did you think that game winner was going in? Honestly, dude, I was a little afraid that the streak was going to be over. But you look at the arc of the shot, and it had the look of a shot that was going to go, and it was a long two. And you don't like long twos traditionally, but considering how that possession was gone, because Donovan, to me, it looked like Donovan was about to lose the ball. It looked like he was about to be stripped or he was going to turn the ball over, but he was able to get it. And as Leonardo T says down here, the possession was shaky. I thought we were going to turn the ball over and the game was just going to be that. It was going to be over and the streak would have been dead. But no, Donovan pulled up on a long two and he drilled the shot. Did I think it was going to go in? Honestly, no. But the arc looked good. I'm glad we were able to get it off, and it was able to go swish. Elliot Clausen says Mobley tried to throw it away. Pranav Savram says, "Hey Mac, did you see the play where Mobley got called for an offensive foul driving to the rim? Do you know why it was called it that way?" Yeah, I saw it. I'm not sure why it was called that way, to be honest with you. I'm trying to get into the psyche of these refs. I can't anymore because it's just so inconsistent. It is so inconsistent. It is it's one of those things where if you get the foul call and you're the opposing team, you love it. But if it's coming against you, you hate it because you can't necessarily explain it. I didn't see anything wrong with that drive. I didn't think he really pushed off or hooked or anything like that. But, it is what it is. I'm just glad the Cavaliers weren't bit in the ass by it. Michael Scoopsa says, "I have no clue at all why they called that foul. It literally made zero sense." Moab Mahler says the refs give them all the fouls. Yeah. Episto says they said he led with his leg. I didn't see that, honestly. I obviously saw the play. I'm saying I did not see that. I did not think he led with his leg. You guys are more than fair, more than able to draw your own conclusions in that regard. But no, I just think it's so inconsistent. Moab says, "I'm overreacting a bit, but go Cavs." No worries at all. I'm just glad we were able to keep the streak going because, as I said, to start the season off, considering the level of competition that the Cavaliers have faced, I did not believe that they would end up being 7-0 to open the season. I just didn't see it happen. I'm being honest, and you guys know how optimistic I am about all things Cavs, but I saw at least one L, and I was told on the last stream, don't have a loser's mentality, so I'm not going to do that before anybody attacks me. But I'm every single game that goes by, my confidence continues to grow. My confidence continues to grow, and as Kawhi's Doom says down here, I can see 10-0. And now, as we speak, the Cavaliers on their schedule, if I am not mistaken, I need to pull it out. I know they have to play the Bucks again, obviously. I know they have a matchup with the Warriors coming up, but yeah, they could very easily be 10-0 when the dust settles on the first 10 games of this slate. Yeah, so they got New Orleans. So it'll be Milwaukee and then New Orleans. Yeah, I could definitely see 10-0. But again, this is a game that it had to feel the playoff setting. Milwaukee, after losing this one, in which Giannis and Dame absolutely went off, yeah, they're gonna be out for blood. They're gonna be out for blood on Monday when the Cavs return home to Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, and maybe the crowd kind of gives us a bit of an edge. Hopefully, as Mamadou says down here, hopefully Caris LeVert will be back. But man, it's going to be another tough game. It will definitely be another tough game. And then, the New Orleans Pelicans, you never want to take any team for granted, anything like that. But yeah, if I had to choose right now, gun to my head, hypothetically, I would say the Cavaliers end up 10-0. And then following that, they have Golden State, Brooklyn, Chicago, some relatively winnable games following that until they have a matchup with the Philadelphia 76ers. Who knows how that'll go. Beast Girl says the Warriors been playing good without Curry. They have. They've actually been very surprising. They've been surprisingly good without Steph Curry. And I'm not, obviously I'm not saying they're better off without him. Nobody would ever admit that. But they've held up nicely. Rob Cunningham says 74 wins to break the Golden State Warriors record of 73-9 when we ended up coming back 3-1 and winning our first championship. How poetic would that be? Leonardo T says, will Curry be back for the matchup against the Cavs? I don't know. That's a good question. I haven't checked his injury status, to be honest, what the timetable is for his return. So if anybody knows that, I'd love to hear it on the stream. Out of fear of sounding like a broken record, I'll probably go ahead and close up for tonight, guys. I truly do appreciate every single time you come in and join me for these post-game live streams, because tonight was just an absolutely phenomenal game from top to bottom from both teams. I can't slight Milwaukee at all. They put up a very, very good performance. They did not get enough. They did everything that they were supposed to do to win tonight. The Cavaliers, honestly, had no business coming back to win this game the way they did. But it just goes to show you how great, how deep, how talented this team is, how excellently coached, prepared they are. I fucking love them, man. I love the Cavs. As I always tell you guys, if you'd like to reach out to me, you know how you can. It's Cavalier_pod on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and more. If you want to be added to the It's Cavalier Discord chat, you know what to do. Leave a rating, leave a review, send a screenshot of said review to itscavalier@gmail.com, and I will send you an invite. If you're watching over on YouTube, please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe if you are watching for the first time. If you are watching over on X or another platform, do the same damn thing. It doesn't count as much on X. Go to YouTube, hit that like button. You just don't know how much you help your boy out. Go Cavs.